Let me tell you a secret. The motivation you have is just one tenth of what you're capable of unleashing. And ambitious men who are genuinely successful tap into this infinite source of motivation within to destroy procrastination. So, in this video, I'll be sharing the 6 unstoppable motivators with a concrete exercise to harness their power at will that I share with my private coaching clients. But before that, I've created a free 4 hour long course on how to beat procrastination and master motivation once and for all. So, if you'd like to dive deeper, the link is in the description. Let's understand the types of motivation most people don't know exist. Imagine there are two people who work out, A and B. A works out because he loves pumping iron, the feeling he gets after pushing himself through his limits, and he loves the fact that it makes him healthy. B, on the other hand, works out not because he loves working out per se, but because he wants to look sexy and get approved. Initially motivated by this need for approval, B takes a lot of effort in the gym, maybe even sticks to a strict diet, and ends up looking sexy and getting that approval. But think of what happens to his motivation when the approval he got for his sexy body fades away gradually. A, on the other hand, finds any chance, any opportunity to hit the gym, irrespective of whether he gets approval or not. Because, like I said, he genuinely loves it. Who do you think has lasting levels of motivation in the long run for working out? A or B? The difference between A and B is the difference between intrinsic and extrinsic motivators. As extrinsic motivators are things like money, validation, and approval. They are external, so they lie outside of you. There's nothing wrong with them, but they're like fossil fuels. They have a lot of energy, but they burn out quick. Intrinsic motivators, on the other hand, lie within and are like sustainable resources. They have a lot of energy in them and they are long lasting. They are almost infinite in nature. There are 6 key intrinsic motivators. The first one is autotelicity, which is nothing but a fancy word for love. So, the activities that you inherently and genuinely love doing, you are motivated to do. It's as simple as that. So I fucking love playing table tennis or TT, and I'll pounce upon any chance of playing TT, irrespective of whether I get any external rewards from it or not, whether it be approval, validation, or money, because I am intrinsically motivated to play TT. And if you're like, duh, fussy, I like doing what I like doing. Instead, tell me how I can like doing the hard shit. Don't worry, I'll share a concrete exercise about that in a bit. The second one, and my personal favorite, is curiosity. It's an innate sense of wanting to know in humans. It's very strong. In fact, it's so strong that the entire YouTube operates, rather thrives on this curiosity. The thumbnails and titles you see on the YouTube page or wherever are designed to evoke that sense of curiosity, that intrinsic motivator of curiosity in you, so that you are motivated to click on that video and watch it for however long. You also see this drive in children who are endlessly motivated and who have so much energy to just figure shit out. I was personally curious as to what makes humans do something or not do something, and how can you get yourself to do difficult shit and avoid harmful stuff. So I've designed my life around it and I'm fucking loving it. The third one is mastery, and mastery is the endless pursuit to become or becoming competent in any skill or area of your life. Humans are extremely motivated to do the things that make them more competent. Think of the endless karate lessons people bear through or go through despite they're just being boring fucking repetitions of the same movements. It is because those boring repetitions of the same movements is what leads to mastery in karate. There's this beautiful book by George Leonard on mastery called Mastery, and I highly suggest it if you want to go deeper in this topic. The fourth intrinsic motivator is autonomy or freedom. I'm sure you don't like being told what to do. No one does, not even rats. So, rats love running on their running wheel so much that If you place a running wheel in the middle of the ground, they'll leave everything else, approach the running wheel, and start running on it. And there was this fascinating study in which two running wheels, A and B, were connected. So when wheel A started moving, B also started moving. And two rats were placed in the cage such that rat A had full choice when to run on the wheel, but rat B was confined to the wheel B. So if rat A chose to run, B also had to run without choice. And after a while, I don't exactly know how many days, when the researchers checked in both of the rats, rat A experienced all of the benefits of exercise. So, muscles, fat loss, lower blood pressure, better heart health, etc. Versus rat B, his health deteriorated. He got worse. Just because rat B did not have a choice or freedom as to when to run or when not to run. And even humans have this innate desire for agency in their actions, in their lives. And the activity that gives you that sense of agency, that sense of freedom, you are more motivated to do. The fifth intrinsic motivator is belonging. Your brain is hardwired to fit in with your community, because the humans that were loners or outcasts and did not fit in with the community, they were left alone in the jungle and died alone. And that characteristic of not fitting in, that got wiped out from the gene pool. And if you ask me, this might not be the best human characteristic, but you can use it to your advantage. Alcoholics Anonymous does. AA, or Alcoholics Anonymous, is an international community of people with a common problem, that is alcohol addiction, coming together to resolve it. Until date, it's the most effective intervention for alcohol addiction across the spectrum. So, when I say across the spectrum, it includes all sorts of therapy, scientific intervention, and all of the best things out there. AA tops everything. And it's so effective because of intrinsic motivation. There's you're part of a community and you're coming together for a common goal or a common purpose. There's a sense of belonging in that, and that's powerful. I really love what their website says: one alcoholic helping another. The sixth intrinsic motivator, and the most powerful one, is purpose. Purpose is how much of an activity contributes to something greater than or beyond yourself. It's the desire to keep the people in your life, your loved ones, safe and help them flourish. Think of a soldier serving his country and to what extents he'll go to protect his nation. Or maybe think of parents of a newborn child and how much they'll sacrifice and what all things they'll give up for the flourishing of their child. Do you think that a soldier who's serving his nation ever procrastinates? Yeah, I'll go on that mission later. And that's the power of intrinsic motivation. So, how can you tap into and access the power of these six intrinsic motivators? This exercise helps you motivate yourself wherever you are at will. If you really want to witness the power of intrinsic motivators, I highly suggest that you do this exercise with me using a pen and paper right now. The first part of this activity is write the activity you want to be motivated for. So, what is the thing that you want to get motivated for? It can be going to the gym, studying, preparing for your project work, anything. The second part is, what about this activity or its outcome relates to these six intrinsic motivators? Let's go through each one at a time. So, for example, I'm going to take the activity of going to gym for all six intrinsic motivators, because it's the most, I always go for working out because it's the most concrete and easy to follow. But you can choose anyone really. The outcome of going to gym that I am after is having a healthy and sexy body. So the activity is gymming or working out, and the outcome is having a healthy, sexy body. For mastery, ask yourself this question: what about this activity or its outcome will make me more competent? So for me, so some examples for gymming could be, it would help me master my body or physical form, and It will also help me master discipline, willpower. It will help me master my breath, and so on. For love, ask yourself, what about this activity or outcome do I genuinely love doing? Or I would love if it would happen. So I love pushing myself to my limits, my body. I love to function optimally at the level of my body. And I love the feeling that I get after a workout. And also, I would love, if I'm being honest, I would love the validation of a sexy body. For curiosity, what about this activity or its outcome am I genuinely curious about or genuinely curious to know? I'm curious to know how much I can push myself in the gym. I'm curious to know how would I feel if I am 10 kgs lighter, or if I have 10 more kgs of muscle mass. Or it could be I'm curious to know how I would look with 10 more kgs of muscles. For belonging, you don't really have to ask yourself anything. You can consider joining a gym, meeting like-minded people, and maybe form a community or a accountability system where you guys go together and hit the gym. If you can't find that, look for a friend who cares for you and ask him to hold you accountable for hitting the gym, and report to him weekly, daily, whatever suits best. Weekly is fine actually, and that will help you tap into belonging as well. For freedom, ask yourself, what about this activity or its outcome will increase my freedom? So if I'm healthier, I'll be able to live a long life, more experience. I'll be able to pick my grandchildren up when I'm old. I love this one. I'll be able to pick my grandchildren and groceries when I'm old. The third one is I'll have more energy to explore the world, to travel. The fourth is I'll have more willpower, which will give me more control of my action, which is nothing but freedom. And then finally, for purpose, ask yourself, what about this activity or its outcome contributes to things beyond myself? If I'm fitter, I'll have more energy. I'll be able to make better videos and coach more people in a better way. I'll have more energy, so I'll be able to stay present, be present with my loved ones when I spend time with them. And a fitter body will allow me to make more contributions in my personal life, again, to my loved ones. Now, I'm pretty sure you experienced a boost of motivation for that specific activity after doing this exercise. And all you have to do for tapping into that same motivation at will, whenever you need it, is keep a copy of this list on your phone as a wallpaper wherever you can get quick access to it, and go through this list again, and all of that motivation will come rushing back up. This is just one of the 30 concrete exercises I share in this free course. So if you'd like to master motivation and end procrastination, you can click